I'm Chris Trott.
And I'm Harry Higgs.
And this is Wedge Play at Bandon Preserve.
Where's it going?
Is it coming back?
Is it just gone?
So Higgsy, you're known for jewels, not tools on the truck. When you come on, we know what's going on. The things are coming in battered. You don't care as long as they go out and hit the yardages. And I love it. These things are going to go raw for you. So the faces will oxidize. They'll lose that beautiful color they've got now, and you'll get the raw feel from the grooves.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
That's
like
good
that?
with me, yeah. I mean, that'd probably make it spin a bit more. I do like the more, we'll call it satin finish. Like it's a bit like a softer finish. Maybe not as harsh in sunlight if you open that face up and the sun's above you and
it's a
shine
good
right
call
into your
out.
eyes. Yeah.
The satin finish is new to this product as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good call out. And I'd say, obviously, it is something you think about as a player.
Sure, yeah, there's times you play early in the morning, you play late at night, and that sun, and you got that face wide open, and it reflects off the face. Fortunately for me, not a big deal. I got sunglasses on all the time, but
you don't want to glare the cameras out, though, do you,
no,
before you hit the money
you gotta
shot?
be careful. You gotta be careful.
I
love the look. Yeah.
Come show us some more magic, mate. Okay, Higgsy, perfect turf for a shot. I've actually selected this one. I think amateurs fear this shot a little bit.
Sure.
Let's hear your thoughts and the call outs.
Yeah, so to me, the most successful option, the option that would get the ball closest to the hole on a shot like this, 35, 40 yards with a pretty severe, upslope that we're dealing with, would just be to eliminate the upslope and fly this thing probably 5-6 yards short with a bit of spin. An amateur probably is not as comfortable doing that as I am. So then they have to take this mound into effect. And then that's just something simple. I mean, you try to keep it as simple as possible. You're gonna take less loft. So my option, flying it all the way there, is gonna be a lob wedge. You're gonna try to spin it just a bit, land it the exact yardage. Their option, probably the more successful one, is drive this thing into the slope. So you're not doing that with lob wedge now. You're probably going down as low as 52, maybe even a pitching wedge. Heck, you could hit this is more of a links feel. You could hit a 6-iron here as well. You could also, if you're not really feeling it, you could putt it. But here and now, obviously for me, all the way there, if you're going into the slope, which I do think is something an amateur should utilize, right? Like a spot like this, they should give themselves a chance to get it up and down. You should give yourself a putt at it. So if you drive it into that slope, I mean, it's totally, guessing here, but probably 8-9% up. Like you drive it in there, it's not gonna go over the green. You're gonna have a look at getting the ball up and down.
So I got 2 questions. When you practice, say I got 4 golf balls
Sure.
total, would you ever stand here and go, okay, I'm gonna play the shot I've just talked about, boom. And then you go, you know what, give me something else to play around. You might draw one, you might fade one to work on feels. Would you do that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's more definitely feel, and then also just like playing around different clubs and different landing spots. So to just kind of get that feel calibrated, get an idea of when I get in a situation like this on the golf course, what was most successful? Was it the one that drives in there and maybe has a bit of hook spin to kind of get past that slope and roll out? Was I better at judging that? Was I better at the one where it's maybe just more of a fuller shot with spin? And it could be, there's enough room between the flag and the edge of the green. It could even be, a 56-degree wedge that you open up a bit and give it a bit more loft to ensure that it gets all the way back there. Standing here right now, the lob wedge, flying all the way there seems to be the most successful option. Now, it also seems to be the one that could end up about 15 feet short, which is not a bad shot, but I want to get this ball closer than that. So if that were the case, then you would, in practice, you would grab 56 as well. And it's basically hitting the same shot, a bit of an open club face, and it might even be a little bit more of a cut feel to get a little bit more spin, a little bit more control. And if that ball,
a little bit more grab on the raised micro ribs.
Absolutely, baby. You got to have it. You got to have that little bit of touch. We're always looking for the performance here.
Show me the 60. Show me the shot.
All right, we'll show you the all the way there one. And it is, like, it's kind of all back up into me. This would be a shot, basically right before I'd hit it, would basically be like, don't wimp out. It's not going to go over the green with this club, right? So don't hit this thing and kind of bail out because you see kind of the false edge over on the back. Hit this, be aggressive, get it to kind of 1-2 hop, and then maybe just check a little.
Grabbed a lot.
Yeah.
Why is your mind there? Why is your mind don't wimp out? Because I was going to ask you, because you haven't asked me, how much space is behind the pin. You haven't asked your caddy. What would you ever stand there and go, I need a number actually? Where's your cutoff for needing a number on a pitchy shot?
I don't know that I would necessarily need a number here. The thing to do would be to walk all the way up to the hole.
And you do that in tournament play?
Oh gosh, yeah. And just get a better idea of how much room I have to work with up there. I mean, off the top here, it looks like if I hit this 4 or 5 feet past the hole, it's going to go down and probably in a spot where, you know.
So if we were in contention, the thing I would try and do here, listening to your thoughts and knowing now how I would try and give you the club I've just given you.
Yeah.
Because I think the technique you've just played with that shot,
so
it
100%,
is tight.
Like, and I hit a good shot just there. It's just, you kind of bail, right? You didn't trust hitting it all the way there, and you didn't really trust, you know, that it's going to react like I wanted to. Now, you know, one shot in, I've seen that, and yes, simply changing from 60 to 56, hitting the same shot, this ball should go a little further into the green. It's kind of the same look, same feel, a little bit of an open club face, maybe a bit more of a cut motion to grab some spin. See, that wasn't even, I think that might be a little closer, but that wasn't even, again, you're bailing. So now that's twice, you know, if I'm doing this in practice, that's twice where, okay, I've just kind of bailed. I've left myself 20, 25 feet, which is just not great. So now let's do 52 and let's see if I can just drive this one in there, basically play the opposite shot. Now we're kind of driving it in there, definitely more back in the stance. You're going to have just no loft on this thing, and we're going to just drive it into that slope. That's going to be just a more aggressive shot anyway. Let's see if that performs.
So you're going to try and hit the slope above the false front, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to, this false edge here, that I'm just going to drive it right into that thing. You might even be best maybe missing it just a bit short of it, so it kind of scoots up. And let's see if that is kind of the one that is a bit more successful.
I like that. I like that. Sit down. Oh!
Huh. Well, it was going over the green, but it hit the flag.
Well, I mean, you read it beautifully.
Yeah. Now, see, so, okay. Of the 3, I just hit 3 different shots. Of the 3, that one was maybe a bit easier to get the ball all the way back to the hole. But that also adds another element. If I wimp out there, I've got a 60-footer from the front edge. So, you know, you just put that in the memory bank and think, okay, if I get in this position again, I will personally probably still grab 60 or 56 and try to get it back there, rely on the spin, rely on the wedge to react how I want it to. But again, I've just shown myself that I have a tendency, and I do in tournament play, have a tendency to hit a shot like this just a little short, just miss my landing spot by 4 or 5. And that's okay to acknowledge. And then, so for me, if I get in a spot like this in a tournament, just kind of the last thought would be, you know, stay aggressive. Trust your equipment, trust the wedge, trust your strike, be a bit more aggressive. That thing I'm gonna hit it solid, that thing will spin like I want it to on the green, get the ball close to the hole.
Do you know, for me, this is a first look really I've had with you with these wedges. And as a fitter, you've got first shot, second shot, third shot. Firm turf. These are the standard bounce. I wasn't sure if you were going to sort of move towards low bounce because of where we are.
Yeah.
But that was actually nipped great. Long swing, controlled speed. This one was a little thin. And then this one, when you push your hands forward and hit the draw, you can see that the bounce has allowed that to come out.
Yes.
So knowing where we travel for PGA Tour, I wouldn't touch these yet,
No,
would
yeah.
be where I'm at. And I think that that's great information as we go around and you're fitting this stuff. Even though it's a photo shoot environment, listen to
Sure.
what the player is saying, get the feedback.
Yeah, that's obviously wildly above my pay grade, but I did just hit 3 different shots, and I liked the way it reacted in
Yeah.
like the first 2 that
I like
hit.
this one, mate. I like how that's
Yeah, no,
come
I
out.
did too, and
'Cause this is firm.
especially
Yeah.
yeah, because the lower shot again, you know, amateur golfers, if you're going low, go ahead and take some turf. Like there's no need to go low and try to, you know, brush the grass. You're gonna need to, like, it's gonna be more of a pinch. It's kind of onto the ball, into the turf,
Yeah.
onto the ball, into the turf. The other 2 are maybe a bit more specialty, and there we're relying even more on bounce and kind of how the wedge is designed. But we're 3 for 3 there. I loved how those came
Yeah.
through the turf, especially here. This is a great place to test it because this can get rock hard and it can make any one of the 3 shots I played even more difficult.
We're in Golfer's Paradise. The next place we have to do to give this a real run is some of this fescue. So let's get in there and check these leading edges that you talked about, and
Okay.
also the CGs and the way they move. Let's check them out of those positions.
Okay.